Chapter 11. Yuntah sukhontararamast thantajra yotireva yah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhigacchati. Those who are happy within themselves, enjoying the delight of God within, and are illumined by the inner light, such yogis are united with the Lord and are liberated from material existence. Blissful happiness. Parth finally got the chance to go and meet with Kalyani. The much-awaited date was finalized to be held on the weekend. Parth had picked up their favorite restaurant to go to and enjoy their lunch. He had made a list of things that he was excited to do on that day. First, he was going to take Kalyani for lunch so that she can feel relaxed after traveling all the way. The restaurant was booked in advance so that tables could be reserved, and they both didn't have to worry about the seats. The next on the list was to talk with Kalyani for hours. There was a lot of catching up that was to be done, and Parth was just waiting for their chit-chat to begin and never end. It had been a very long time since Parth and Kalyani talked with each other in a relaxed manner. There was always something or the other that came their way. Sometimes it was work, and other times it was just plain old misunderstanding. This time around, Parth was making sure that he made no mistakes. He had even chosen a few questions that he was going to talk about carefully. Then in the evening, Parth was going to take Kalyani on a romantic walk, and then they would have a delicious dinner at a famous hotel. Even though Parth had just begun working, he had been saving up for this meeting for a very long time. He had been drawing a meeting with Kalyani like he used to in their college days. No more waiting. My Bittu will be here tomorrow. He picked up his phone in excitement and texted, "See you tomorrow, babe." The reply came faster than he expected. "See you tomorrow, babe." Parth was still worried about his order that could not be placed because of the unexpected rejection of the previous company. He had made the proposal to another company and wanted to check on them, but he realized that it was the weekend and there would be no response. So he just brushed the thought aside and then said to himself, "It is out of my control now. I have done everything I could. I just hope for the best." And with that stuff and a big smile on his face, Parth went to sleep. Parth was waiting to receive Kalyani with a huge bouquet in his hands. He was looking eagerly for her car to appear on the horizon. He was standing just outside the airport with flowers, and he was dressed in his best attire. Suddenly, he spotted Kalyani coming out of arrivals, wearing bright hot pink cord set, a color that was not easy to miss. He immediately smiled his biggest smile and then waved to her. Kalyani was wearing her sunglasses, looking hot as ever, and then she smiled. Rolling her cabin bag, she almost came running to hug him. After a long passionate hug, she smelled the flowers and said, "Are these for me?" Parth acted like he didn't know what she was talking about. Kalyani slapped his shoulder playfully and then said, "You just will never change, right?" Parth smiled and said, "How can anyone think logically with you?" He then extended the bouquet to her. Blushing, Kalyani accepted the flowers. Watching her smile like a little kid, he said, Now stop smiling like that, or your cheeks will match the color of your top." Kalyani said, "Glad you took notice." She flaunted herself a little and then said, "Are we going to stand here and talk for the rest of the day? It's so hot outside." Yes, let's go." The cab drove quickly towards the restaurant from the airport. The view on the drive through the riverfront road was soothing. Kalyani kept looking outside the window, and Parth kept looking at her side face with light and shadow play by the sun, as if the sun was also trying to be playful with her. They reached the house of M.G. Agashiye, a heritage terrace restaurant serving most authentic Gujarati traditional thali. A waiter inside helped them to their table. Kalyani sat down and felt relaxed. Parth sat down on the seat right in front of her and then watched her smilingly. Kalyani smiled and said, "What? What are you staring at?" Parth put his chin on his hands and said, "Nothing. Just watching my favorite person after such a long time." "Yes, it has been very long. So now I won't waste another moment taking my eyes off you." "Not even when having our lunch?" "No, not even then." "That's impossible." Kalyani jested. "You just watch." They both laughed together and chatted away while having their lunch. Kalyani was pleased to find that Parth had arranged the place where she can relish the authentic food that was her favorite. She was overwhelmed and felt spoiled. "Parth, you are being too frivolous." Parth was taken aback. He almost carved out his bite when he said, "Huh? What? What are you talking about?" "I'm talking about obvious amount of money you have spent on our lunch." Parth smiled to himself and said, "Oh, that's nothing, Kalyani. I just wanted to make sure that you had the best time ever." Kalyani smiled at him and said, "I understand all that, Parth. I feel so spoiled for choice right now. But you just got your job. You cannot spend so much." Parth joined his hands together and said, "I understand, Meri Ma. I will take care next time. Pakka." All right. I was just saying." Kalyani gestured and got back to sipping her refreshing masala chaat. Parth and Kalyani were enjoying their precious time together. In the evening, they went for a walk after ramming around the city and clicking pictures. "I cannot tell you how much I missed this," Kalyani said. "Missed what?" "Us." "Indeed, it is one of the happiest moments of my life, one of the happiest days." Kalyani chuckled and said, "But you say that always, every time we meet." "It's because being with you makes me so happy." "But at times I get under your skin, right?" "Yes, you do. But that is understandable. We will learn together. The last time we fought, I was so scared. But now I'm happy." "Happiness is us." "Yes." While they were enjoying the sunset, their phone rang and Parth picked up. It was a call from Summer Textiles. Parth was bewildered to see that. I have to take this." "Sure." "Hello?" Parth was just wondering why the company had called on a weekend. He wished there was nothing bad about to happen. But then he remembered what Krish had taught him about thinking about the worst case scenarios. He calmed himself down and took a deep breath and waited for the other side to speak. "Hello, Mr. Parth. Sorry to call you on the weekend. Is it a good time to talk?" "Oh, yes, definitely. How can I help you?" "Great. Parth, my name is Sanjay, and I am the sales manager here at Summer Textiles. After a close discussion with my team, I have decided to grant the order to your company." Parth was elated to hear that. For a moment, he didn't even know how to respond. Kalyani was watching his expressions of joy and smiled with him too. She intently looked at Parth to know what was going on. Parth looked at her and smiled back. "That's such a great news. I'm so glad," he said, containing his joy. "We are happy to do business with your company. I have a few questions through which I send over the email. I shall do the formalities later on then." "Thank you so much. I will go through them just now." "It's okay, Parth. You can do that on Monday. Enjoy your weekend." Thank you so much." Parth hung up the phone and he immediately picked up Kalyani in his arms. She laughed and asked, "What happened, Parth? Tell me now." "Kalyani, I got my first huge order ever." Really? That's so awesome, babe. I'm so proud of you. She hugged him, and then Parth said, "This is the happiest day of my life, and it's all the more special because you are here to celebrate today with me." "We will celebrate your success, Parth, with all the glitz and glamour." Our success. Parth and Kalyani had the best time of their lives. They laughed and enjoyed themselves. They clicked even more pictures, had pani puri and kulfi from the streets, and then it was time to say goodbye. Parth and Kalyani hugged each other, and Kalyani booked a cab for airport with longing eyes. "I wish I never had to leave you, but we have work, right?" "Yes, it's an obligation we both cannot miss. One day we won't have to think about leaving each other anymore." Parth had said, "How?" "I will manage everything. You travel safely, okay? And call me once you reach." "Yes, babe. Take care." "You take care too. Miss you." Parth had a little tear in his eyes. Kalyani wiped it away and said, "Miss you too. I will call you on the way, babe." "See you then. Goodbye." Never say goodbye, because goodbye means going away, and going away means forgetting. We will meet again soon. Even though saying goodbye to Kalyani was always tough, Parth was just happy that he got to have a great day that was shared with Kalyani. He was so excited about the order that he was just keeping himself from screaming in joy somehow. He went back home with a spring in his step. Parth, lying in his bed, was thinking of Kalyani and going through their pictures. She was the most beautiful on earth for him. Looking at her smile always brought a smile to his face too. He kept scrolling through the pictures and thought of their silly conversations. Soon he realized that it was 3 a.m. in the morning and he still hasn't slept. He put his phone aside and then it struck him. I should thank Krish. If it weren't for him, I would have never known how to collect myself when the company called. He turned his head on the pillow and said, God knows only what I could have said in my anxiety. It was his technique that saved me from being embarrassed. It would have been worrying so much for no reason at all. I should really thank him. Parth packed up his phone and texted Krish, Thank you yet again. He suspected that even at that hour, Krish must be awake, but he was relieved to see that the message wasn't received yet. He smiled to himself and remembered the words that Krish had said to him in their last meeting. Have faith in God. The words resounded in his mind as he went to sleep peacefully. When Parth woke up in the morning, he went to the window and pulled the curtains. He checked his phone and, as expected, Krish's reply was there. I would like to know about it. Let's meet this weekend. I will ping you. Parth smiled at the prospect of telling it all about his good day to him. He replied, Yes, I will. After putting his phone aside to charge, Parth got ready for his day at the office. He reached the office and relayed the good news to his team. Everyone on his team was elated. Parth was finally feeling like slowly but steadily his life was coming back on track. He was taking it all in, as he had to tell Krish about it on the weekend. So Parth, tell me all about it. Krish was sipping his coffee as he settled in his seat. Parth had just sat down and was twisting his coffee mug when Krish had asked that. He smiled to himself and said, Funny things, emotions. Sometimes they make us really worried, while at other times they make us feel like on top of the world. I now know that the seemingly bad emotions have their purpose too. Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. I suppose you were thanking me in a sarcastic manner? You have been going through a tough situation lately. Oh no, did I give that impression? I mean, I would never ever do that. I actually am really happy. You have to know that. And the little exercise you taught me that day helped me feel even better about it. It helped me a lot. I was thinking that you must have gotten great news to tell me when you actually texted me. So now it is the case indeed. Let's start with my relationship with Kalyani. She had come to meet me here in the city after so long. Oh, that's fantastic. And our date went just as fantastically. We had our favorite meals all the while chatting about the silly stuff and just gawking at each other. She had become even more beautiful. Or maybe it was because I saw her after so long. Anyway, we had the best time we have ever had after our college days. It was a memorable day. I'm happy that things eventually worked out in the best way. Yes, but that's not what I thanked you for. If so, then what was it for? It was for another good news that I got while hanging out with Kalyani. So, this happened when me and Kalyani were enjoying our evening stroll. I got a call from the company that I had pitched to. They called me on the weekend just to inform them that they were going to give us the order. Wow! Yes, and when I went through their email later on, the order was for 1 lakh kilograms. It was just mind-blowing to me. That is such a great news. It is a huge win indeed. Well done. Yes, I was really upset when my pitch got rejected unexpectedly by the previous company. But now things are looking up. And now I will tell you how your little exercise helped me. When I first received the call, I was suddenly anxious. I remember thinking why they are calling me on a Sunday, when the order cancellation email that I had received from the previous company began hovering in my mind. I became tense for a moment, thinking of the worst case scenario, and then I remembered to breathe, and so I did. I just breathed and observed my thought from the Sakshi Bhav. It was then that I felt in control of my mind, and then I saved myself from reacting in a negative way unnecessarily. So thank you for teaching me that technique, and also for explaining everything to me in such great detail. I think I have gotten to learn so much from you. It will go on with me no matter where I am. Dear Parth, it is my greatest pleasure to have helped you become a better version of yourself. But now that I think of it, I feel that happy emotions, joy, pleasure, excitement are all so fleeting. They don't stay for long. And that's the worst part about it, honestly. I wish I could always be happy and joyful like this. Is it not possible? I don't know if it's possible or not, but I'm sure that in order for us to grow and transform ourselves, we will encounter other not so pleasing emotions on our way. We will have to make our way through fears, get ourselves out of sadness, feel emotional hurt sometimes, and that's actually good for us. You know why? Why? Because if one is perfectly happy and joyful as they are, they might miss the great adventure of being a human. It is all about transformation. People who hold on to only the feel-good emotions might become averse to anything that would help them grow if it felt not so comfortable. It's like I like eating Indian sweets so much, and that's all I want to eat all the time. But I get lost in enjoying it so much that I completely forget about my health. My belly will become bloated and I will become obese. That is true indeed. And when that happens, imagine how much I would hate to go out for a walk or to make a diet plan that is healthy for me. Wouldn't that be painful? Of course, it would be extremely uncomfortable as my body becomes so accustomed to being the couch potato that now even thinking about physical activity will be dreadful. Also, my legs will feel the extra weight and it would be painful to walk, let alone exercise. Exactly. The good and pleasing emotions are like sweets to our brain. This is the way our brain rewards us for having achieved a task. It releases a cocktail of the feel-good hormones in our brains, and we have this surge of joy and pleasure. That's how our feelings get processed. Incredible as it is how the human body works. Indeed. Being a human, it's a wonderful experience. We just need to keep the wisdom in our hearts to cherish it.